These are the Red Wing 877s, a boot that have been around for generations and are perhaps one of the most iconic American heritage work boots. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about the 877s. I've had them for about 8 to 10 months, so I've gotten some use out of them, but honestly, they still look pretty new, and they've not gotten a patina or anything like that. They're still fairly in very good condition. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. So first things first, these are, let's just be honest, these are very good looking boots. From the top to the bottom, they just look fantastic, and that you could wear this with pretty much anything. That's really the beauty of the 877s and so many different varieties of Red Wings. But let's be real, they look especially good with raw denim jeans. And this color is the Oro Legacy, not to be confused with the Oro original ones, which I believe is the 10877s that are sold in the work line from Red Wings. They both look pretty similar. They're 8-inch work boots, mock toe work boots, and I honestly think that I prefer, and I almost wish I purchased the work line ones, the 10877s. But either way, I'm still so stoked about how the 877s look as well. Beyond how they look, really what makes these guys so special is just how durable they are. Now, I've only had them, like I said, for under a year now. They were first introduced in 1952 from Red Wing, and they've really made a mark since then. They were originally for hunters and other tradespeople as well, and that's because they are so durable out in the field. Their weather resistance is really unmatched, and of course, when you wear down those soles, they do have a Goodyear welt, so you can just replace the entire bottom. It also is said to have a 360-degree stitch around the entire thing that's so good that it prevents any water from leaking in. It's just improved durability and improved weather resilience as well. And these boots are made in the USA. I'm not sure if every piece of it is sourced entirely in the USA. There are other brands that I've heard of that are, but it is largely at least made in the USA, and it's one of the most famous heritage American-made companies. An 8-inch boot, kind of extreme for everyday use, especially if you're just kind of walking around the city with them, but it just looks like an iconic design, and it does offer extreme protection from the elements and even, insects and things like that as well. Also, you get the added ankle support with having an 8-inch boot as well, but I wouldn't say that that is like the main factor of it. There's also the 6-inch version, which is like the 875s, and I do think those differ just slightly. The Oro Legacy leather is just a beautiful color. It's oil tanned, full grain, and as you know, they just get better with age. I don't really have much of any patina on this, but the fact that you can buy them, and that's my favorite thing about these sorts of products, is that it gets better with age as you wear them in, which these do take kind of a good amount of time to break in, but the fact that they're gonna look better over time is always just another reason to kind of invest in something like it. And the more you kind of mess them up, the more of a story it tells as well. Hey, I got that scuff while traversing the Alps or something crazy like that. I don't know if you'd want to wear these in the Alps, but to be fair, I got stuck with my Thursday boots in the Alps one time, so it happens. All of these seams are triple stitched for extra protection, extra water resilience, and just to keep the entire thing so well put together. One of my favorite things about the boots has to be the loops in the back. It goes down the entire part of it, which means that it's just, you don't have to be worried when you're kind of pulling on the boot that it's gonna rip or something like that. And also, it looks really cool. Also, the soles on them are, I wouldn't say the best traction in the world. You're not gonna wanna go hiking with something like this. That would be uncomfortable in general, but they are good for everyday tasks and especially good in construction scenarios as well. Now, here's where a lot of folks tend to complain, and that has to do with the break-in time of these boots. It is said that they take an extremely long amount of time to break in, and I would say that mine aren't that uncomfortable as it is right now. They're not fully broken in, but I have worn them quite a bit. But I tend to be a little oblivious with how comfortable boots are. I kind of just forget they're even there, and I'm already at that point with these boots. So I would say that while they might take a good amount of time, it's not like they're incredibly uncomfortable in the process. But again, that is so subjective. Some folks are completely a little bit more hyper aware of whether a boot is disturbingly uncomfortable and not broken in the slightest. But I do think these have a little bit more to go with when it comes to breaking in. but overall they still are already very comfortable. One thing that's a little crazy about the tongue of this boot is just how massive it is. I mean, there's just so much room. A giant could probably put these boots on once the laces are off. I think it's a little too much material. I think if it was cut down just slightly, it would be all the more better, because it does kind of bunch up a little bit when you have the boots on. So a couple things that I don't like about these boots. I won't say the price, I promise, but they are a little bit on the expensive side. But of course, everyone is going to complain about the laces. I mean, it is an 8-inch boot, so it's going to take a very long time to put them on. So if you're trying to run out the door really quick, I probably wouldn't opt for these, and sometimes I don't for that reason if I'm on a quick run or something, or going out to grab something that's going to be a quick trip. But if I know I'm out for the day, then I might opt for something like this. You can, I believe, Red Wing will install speed rings or speed hooks on the laces so that you can more quickly do those laces up, but I haven't opted to do that yet. And I think that would make things quite a bit better, so I may actually do that in the future. But again, if you're someone who doesn't want to take the time to put their boots on, maybe cowboy boots are for you, because honestly, who doesn't opt for cowboy boots when they don't feel like putting laces on? I know I certainly do sometimes. Or even Blundstones for that matter. But those are just completely different style boots in general. And who exactly are these boots for? Well, the best part about them is just how versatile they've really become over the years, because you could wear this in the city or deep in the countryside. It really is for everybody. Now, durability wise, it's perfect for folks in construction and in trades in general, but I imagine that a lot of folks will be wearing them in the city as well. But all that to say, it's still really cool that these boots are hand assembled in Red Wing, Minnesota. I love the history of Red Wings, and I think that's kind of the best part about any heritage clothing in general. But let me know down in the comments, what do you think of the Red Wing 877s? Are they the best Red Wing boots? Let me know what you like or dislike about these boots down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you all out there on the road.